Okay, now you mentioned the white costumes,
Yeah.
and that was a really interesting direction for you guys to go in.
Yeah.
You think? Like
Yeah,
it was.
I mean, pink was sort of out of the question, so it was only white left. But I mean, we used like black for so many years on spikes, so we just want to do something different. We want to like create like this cold caveman look, you know, that's completely different, and I think that's just as metal as wearing black, and it's very Nordic, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's just like something new, and but on the next album we might do something completely different, you know. So for this album that was the right thing to do, and it was new. So
now I noticed on Shagra's costume in particular, instead of like, it was sort of like a horned skull thing going on here, but instead of goat horns, which it looked like, it was octopus tentacles.
it's like the cover, the old cover.
Yeah, like why the tentacles? It was on the cover, it was on his head. Is there
I
like
don't know
a
about
nautical
the tentacles really, you know, it's just
you know?
idea from the creator that made it, so.
Yeah, there's no like big fan of octopus.
Again, you know, the horns have been done and the octopus horn has never been done, so.
That's true.
Again, it's about being new, you know.
I thought it was a squid horn.
Maybe it's a squid, large squid.
No, it would have to be an octopus. I mean, squids are sort of more long, whereas octopuses are sort of more voluminous, and I just think that it was an octopus horn. That's my professional opinion.
Well, squid or octopus is the same thing.
Tentacle with suction cups.
Yeah, exactly. Horns with the suction cups.
Yeah, sorry.
They have 8 legs, but only one sexual organ.
Really?
Really?
I didn't know that.
I thought there would be one between each leg, but it's not true.
Now, your armor and your costumes for different images, not just this past one, it's always very, very different. Who comes up with that? Do you have someone that's just in charge of that?
We have different people that we work with, but the ideas is always coming from ourselves, you know. We've used like, the leather armor that they used in the medieval ages, and that was just one phase of our, we did that in a few years ago on the previous album, but we don't want to use that on this album because we want to do different stuff all the time, so different people work on it. So
no, but you guys have veto power, like
but
you might be like
actually Americans that does it for us, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Americans? I see Americans can win at
Talented.
something, but no, do you guys still have veto power? Like, you might put on a costume and be like, look, this just looks gay, I don't want to wear this, like, it's just like awful.
When we first started talking about white, we were like, no, that's gay, you know.
Yeah, you know.
But
like,
once we saw, like, when we shaped the art and we saw how it looked like, it was like, yeah, it's cool, it's not really that gay, so.
It was really striking when I saw your guys' music video. I was just like, wow, I've actually never seen a black metal band in entirely white.
That was the whole
It's
purpose,
like,
you know. So,
you know, it was really visually there. You know, I can see your concept like forming, and then like everything else, are just sort of like, oh, okay, wow, all right.
We achieved our goal, you know. If it was new and you haven't seen it before, so.
We're getting close to 5 minutes.
Okay. Now, this might not be a question you want to answer. You can tell me if it isn't. But
You're gonna hit her.
Smack her.
Yeah.
Actually, instead of hitting me, hit him, and I'll pretend that I'm in pain. No, but okay. Early this year, you guys added Snowy Shop. Now, to your band, and within 24 hours, he left.
Yeah.
And
He's Swedish.
He didn't wear white.
It just seems sort of like a bizarre situation.
Well, he left. He wasn't really like part of the band. Like he was a session member. So if he left the band, then that's his words.
Well, I noticed that he was on.
That's why we didn't announce anything. You know, we wanted to keep it a secret because there's a lot of people working on this album. If we were supposed to mention all the names and all the people that worked there, it's the same thing.
And you didn't know if he was going to stay or what was the deal.
And that's also, since we had so many lineup changes in the past, it's stupid for us to say, oh, we have this permanent member and it's going to be a permanent member for the next 10 years. You know, it doesn't work. So we know that. So that's why we didn't want to say anything. And
but he's known for drums, and yet he played bass.
Yeah, but he's a good bass player too. So. You know, if you're a talented musician, you can play several instruments, I guess. So.
And what
but he didn't.
What can you play?
Guitar and bass, some keyboards.
Oh, whoa! This is getting too far right now. I don't know. This is very personal information. But it was just a really interesting incident because it just seemed to me, it's like, okay, well, he worked on a few tracks, he was in that music video a little bit, but then it's just like, well, he wasn't on everything. So it was just sort of like, my question was just sort of like, well, it seemed like maybe he wasn't really entirely a part of you guys, and then when it was sort of announced prematurely, and then he was like, oh, maybe I got cold feet, you know, exactly. Sort of like,
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is going to...
Smack her.
I don't want to smack her yet.
No. Well, it's interesting that he was added to bass because I think that overall, when I'm thinking of Dimmu Borgir, and I think
Dimmu
of all...
Borgir?
Dimmu Borgir. Did you see that? I pronounced it correctly.
Yeah.
Very well,
Yeah.
in fact. But I never... I almost feel as though, like, the bass doesn't exist, you know, like, in your, like, there's so many other things going on that you're not really listening to that so much,
I mean,
you
the
know?
bass is pretty loud, but it's, yeah, as you said, there's so much stuff going on, it's just layers and layers and layers of stuff, so it's, you really have to focus in order to hear all the details, and that goes for everything. There's also a lot of small guitar details that you probably won't be able to pick out just from listening to it once, but...
I mean, some people, when they're like, oh, Snowy Shaw left and he was the bassist, people are like, oh, Dimmu Borgir has a bassist, you know, just sort of like shocked in sort of a bad way, but...
May I ask a question?
No.
I just want one. It's not a silly question. It's not a nonsense question.
No.
Please.
One more semi-awkward question.
Yes.
I know that there were some promotional photos and they include Snowy Shaw. Did he have to return his Dimmu Borgir costume after he was done?
He actually took those photos himself, I think.
I'm sorry for laughing, but I know that I saw him like dressed all in white as well, and like it was in addition to the rest of you guys, so maybe he was just like, oh hey, maybe my girlfriend can take these photos for me, you know? Maybe okay.
I don't know.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he has returned anything actually, to be honest, but...
I was just curious if he had to, you know, if maybe it was just like, oh, well, he should. Alright.
Alright, let's do a last one just to be safe.
Alright. Well, I know that previously one of your ex-members had done a voice on the show Metalocalypse, which also features a restaurant named Dimmu Borgir. Not Borgir.
Who was that?
It's Metalocalypse, and it's a show in America. Oh, who did it? It was Silenos?
Oh, really?
Is that, yeah. Cool. He was on the show, and I was just curious if you sort of maybe enjoy like the added benefit of people being like, Dimmu Borgir, and then you have people like me saying Dimmu Borgir, or if you actually just want people to just be introduced to your band as is, or is it okay if someone watches like a metal cartoon show in America and sees like a person working at a store called Dimmu Borgir and they're selling Dimmu Burgers and Dimmu fries.
You have to have
you know?
a bit of self-irony when you do this stuff, you know, so, I mean, we don't take it really serious, and we're quite used to the burger factor.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. I think it was just funny for me to see that, because normally I really try to say...
But you know the interview's about him, right?
Yeah. You're being an asshole. I think that many fans tried to say Borgir instead of burger, but sometimes it can be a common mistake, so it was funny to see on screen a burger joint called Dimmu Borgir.
So that actually exists, though.
Yeah, it does.
Cool, and is it good burgers, or?
I don't know, I mean,
is it like the lettuce with the pentagram and stuff?
And
the ketchup and the pentagram?
You'd have to ask them, I don't know, but I would hope so. Maybe you can have like Dimmu fries and Dimmu milkshakes, Dimmu beer.
So where is that
well, no, it's not real, it is in a cartoon show, but they have people like working at it, you know, sort of like McDonald's. It's like, instead of McDonald's, it's Dimmu
fast
Burger. Yeah, it's fast food. So, are you okay with being a fast food?
You play fast-paced music. So.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I guess it's suits our style. We love burgers anyway, so it's, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so it's good. So you're happy about that.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen it, so I need to see it.
Yeah, no, you should, because it's provided a lot of humor for, I think, people stateside. Cool. So, but I hope...
Goodbye song.
Oh, the goodbye song. Oh, so long. It was wonderful interviewing you, and thank you very much for your answers. Yeah, and I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
I was really afraid of this one, but it was...
Oh, no! I'm very fearful, right? I'm very scary.
That's alright.
Yeah. No, but don't look at her. But I am sorry if you thought that any of the questions crossed the line. I was trying to be respectful, because I do respect you guys as musicians as well. So.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right.